Hello guys, welcome to Pitching in Line. In this video, we want to talk about Sunrisers Hyderabad for the season IPL 2024. Uh, Sunrisers has been a team which were very consistent in the mid 2015 to 2020. They have qualified for 6 straight seasons, and you thought they were this team which was always very consistent. And then they had these 3 seasons where they finished only 8 and below. 2 wooden spoons, and 1/8 finish, and you had 3 different captains, 3 different coaches. Whatever chaos you can say, they had everything. And coming into the auction this time, many people were talking about they had a very balanced side. All they need to do was have some backups, but they surprised everyone with taking really, really good buys of World Cup winning combination of Travis Head and Pat Cummins. And they shifted the captaincy from Markram to Pat Cummins as well. And so coming into this team, the first question I would like to ask is, which has been a really hot topic of discussion, is changing of the captaincy. How much do you think? What do you make of this decision? Number one, and how do you rate Cummins as a leader?
See, first of all, if you ask me on my personal basis, I would have changed someone like Gideon Markram, who actually has won the same franchise a couple of back-to-back trophies back in South Africa. So I wouldn't have changed him. And given the amount of the flair which he had while playing the SA20, I personally I don't know about the others. I don't know if it's really the fair point or not. But what I personally felt is he was not given the same amount of uh, freedom which he was given in South Africa. Anyways, although I personally didn't like that decision, but again, it's management. They decided to go with a World Cup winning captain. So although Pat Cummins doesn't really have a reputation as far as this format is concerned, but the leadership skills and but then the recent success which he had and the confidence which he's carrying, I think that just might rub off with this franchise, and he might be the one who can resurrect that that rough patch which SRH is going through ever since David Warner exited this franchise. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think my take on this thing is, I think definitely. I mean, I think you kind of feel a bit of bad for Adam Markram. Uh, because he was with the same team and they've kind of finished at the bottom of the table. But I kind of understand from the point of where SRH is appointing Pat Cummins. And if you have seen the history of IPL, always the teams which had stronger captains always did well. And you need those strong leaders. I wouldn't say Markram is a bad leader. We have seen SA T20. And we don't know what exactly are the reasons why it failed, and it's only one season to judge him also. So I think probably SRH is going with Pat Cummins for his leadership skills more than his more than his merits in the T20 format. So coming to the team 11, first 11, because this team has very good foreigners. I think all the 8 players can actually play into the first 11 of other teams as well. So what would be your first 11, or not yours, but what is the ideal 11 that SRS should be going in?
I think SRH will go with this 11 which I have mentioned here. They will open with Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, followed by Rahul Tripathi, Henrik Clausen, Abdul Samad, Washington Sundar, Shabaz Ahmed, Vanindu Asaranga, Pat Cummins, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Umran Malik, and Natarajan will be their impact sub.
Okay. So again, they have 3 players at the top. Like if you take the foreigners, okay, let's sort out the foreigners first. So since Pat Cummins is fixed, he's the captain, so that one spot is gone. And who would be your number 2 spot? I think it should be Klaasen. He had a
Definitely Klaasen.
T20 year. And who would be your 3 and 4 and why?
Third will be Asaranga, obviously wicket-taking option, and SRH has lacked a wicket-taking spinner. Washington Sundar is someone who bowls in the power play, but whether he's a wicket-taking option, I really don't know. He's more of a containing bowler, right? So they needed a
Yeah, yeah.
wicket-taking spin option, that is Hasaranga here. And
Mhm.
fourth option, it's debatable. I will have, I see, ideally, uh, there is like when you have somebody like Glenn Phillips or Marco Jansen, I'm not even talking about Aiden Markram. But again,
Mhm.
they have somebody, they have bought Travis Head with that kind of price tag and that kind of a reputation. So I'm not seeing him sitting in the bench, or at least in the starting of the tournament. If at all, the later part of the tournament, if his form waivers off or any other issue comes up, other than that, I'm not seeing that spot being occupied by someone else apart from Travis Head.
Yeah, I think I think I agree with you. He had a terrific ICC tournament. I mean, finals in 100 and finals of both Test Championship and World Cup finals. That's something that's different. I think that's something we didn't really sink in yet. I think probably 10 years or 15 years down the line, when we look back at it, and we will see it as a great achievement. But nevertheless, I have this one question for you: is that, do you feel that with these kind of players, is the team going more with the reputation than the combination?
Uh, if you talk about overseas, yes, definitely yes, because the kind of players which they have picked, because as I already told you before the video, we began the video. Pat Cummins is someone who is not known for this format, and also he's someone who is not even leading their national side. Mitchell Marsh is the T20 captain, designated T20 captain. So definitely they have gone for repetitions, especially for overseas. So I don't know, it might even work in their favor. We have to wait and watch. But I won't completely rule them out. But at the same time, I can't even confidently say that they will really do well. So it's kind of a middle ground for me. We have to see a couple of games at least to see where this road leads us to.
Okay. And what do you think is the strength of this team?
Definitely, their overseas contingent are the most like biggest plus, and they have one of the best set of overseas players. And as you rightly pointed out, that these players can walk into any starting 11 of any other franchise if they were.
They can only play for,
Yeah,
but they can only
that's
for.
what. That's the issue,
So,
right? Like in an ideal scenario, people like Marco Jansen or Glenn Phillips doesn't sit out for, if they were in any other franchise. So that is kind of a pro and con which this franchise is carrying. That's the only thing which is kind of giving a little bit of doubt to me. But let's hope this Australian World Cup winning combo, proves me wrong. Let's see. We have to wait and watch.
and what do you think is their weakness, which the other teams might take advantage of?
I think their Indian contingent is a little weak if you compare it to the overseas contingent. They lack experience. Of course, Abhishek is highly talented. I really is someone who can be used as a proper all-rounder, but he is still raw in this level. And Tripathi, although he's very experienced, but is coming from a very, very lean form from the last IPL. And Abdul Samad is someone, again, lot of reputation, but hasn't done really well in IPL in given opportunities. So we have to see how Shabaz Ahmed fits in this 11. So that Indian core is a little weaker. And who do you have in the bench? Mayank Agarwal didn't have a good domestic season. Anmolpreet Singh definitely is a good player, but where will you play him? I don't know. So I think that is the area where other teams will really concentrate on their Indian middle order.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's the thing which SRH have traditionally suffered. Even during when they have, even when they were qualifying for the playoffs, I think they really lacked a good lower middle order and a solid middle order as well. So I think kind of lengthened their batting depth with Hasranga and Pat Cummins. Given if they both of them play, then and Shahbaz and Washington Sundar also play, I think the batting depth actually goes little deep. So that might open up their options. But yeah, but all these players are not really your proven lower order. They're not proven players as of now. And what would be your one out of the box thinking that you would apply for this team?
What I will do is definitely, I think management won't do that. But what I will personally try is I'll include someone like Glenn Phillips in place of Hasaranga as my lower middle order player, who will give a little bit of more stability into the batting. And for that leg spinner spot, I'll instead of T Natarajan, I'll bring in someone like Jataved Subramanian, who has done really well in TNPL tournament recently, the last year rather. And he's someone who has been a prodigy of Lakshman Sivaramakrishnan, and he has looked really good whatever I have seen of him, and he's really promising, and he's someone who will emulate Suyesh Sharma if given the opportunity. So I will probably take that gamble just to beef up my batting by bringing in someone like Glenn Phillips, and little bit of more experience will be there. That's the thing
Yeah, I
one
think
will do that.
even I kind of agree with it. I think if I have to make any out of the box move, I will try to fit in Glenn Phillips in. Probably, I mean, an ideal scenario would have been like dropping Travis Head with Glenn Phillips.
But
But
that won't
like
happen,
you
no?
mentioned, Mayank Agarwal, like you mentioned, Mayank Agarwal is not really, he didn't really have a great tournament. So that could be there, but I feel if you have to include if
Glenn
you
Phillips.
include Glenn Phillips in the team, I think it might be it might add a different flavor. So that's it, guys. From us, we have spoken about SRH team. A lot of controversy on what is going to happen, whether Pat Cummins is easy like easy worthy to lead a T20 franchise side. There have been a lot of questions on his merit as well. But again, he's one player as an Indian. Like I wouldn't really question him because of whatever he has done to us. We have never seen him as a test captain.
Yeah.
He came in and he has done extremely well, especially after Steve Smith
Hmm.
and all that, whatever they went through with Tim Payne coming in between that transition phase, the way he had actually turned the tide of the Australian team in terms of respect and gameplay. So that is something that is very remarkable. And even for ODI World Cup, he was a successful Test captain. And when he came to one days, and when Australia lost first two matches, people started questioning his captaincy, and you could see him. And he came to the media and he said that famous dialogue that he's going to silence the crowd, and he didn't just do the words but he also did it with the action. So he's always been someone who has always proven his whatever came against him wrong. So we have to see it, but again, this is not an Australian team. This is franchise cricket. This is IPL, and everything works very different. So that's it, guys. From us, we'll see you in other videos. Until then, tata, bye bye.
Bye bye.